everyone! So back whenever I was earning my bachelor's in psychology, I took cognitive psychology. And whenever I took that class, I saw a clip that blew my mind. After we watch the clip, I will discuss some of the psychology that's going on here. It is from a channel called Darren Brown. He is an illusionist and he uses psychology and mind tricks to demonstrate different principles. I am reacting to his clip. I will only show parts of it, and I also will be flipping the footage just so hopefully the YouTube algorithm will not ban this. I will link the full clip that you can see the correct way in the pinned comment below. That being said, I hope that this fascinates you guys as much as it did me.
I invited two members of MBA, an advertising agency, to a secret location to propose an unusual task. Those who work in advertising are masters of persuasion. They subtly weave their images and slogans into our daily lives, knowing that we will register so much unconsciously. And then we walk into a supermarket and feel a sense of familiarity with a product we think we've never heard of. Millions of pounds a year are spent on it. It's brilliantly calculated, and we all fall for it. So I thought I'd turn the tables on the advertising experts.
Let me get down to explaining exactly what I want you to do. Imagine that I'm opening a chain of stores selling a product, something I have a particular interest in. Your task is to come up with a poster advertising that store. And that poster must include the company name, whatever you decide that may be. It must include a strapline, some sort of slogan, and some kind of logo as well, some kind of visual image. Sure. Now the idea is you've only got half an hour to do this, so you've got to really work with your first instinct. So at the moment, you've got no idea what you're going to do, correct?
No.
Excellent. I'm also going to give you this. I've had a few design ideas of my own. Okay. I want to leave this untouched. We'll come back to that later. All right? Are there any questions?
What's the product?
What's the product? Very good question. Passion of mine since I was a toddler. It's a chain of taxidermy stores.
Ooh.
Let me pop the pussycat on the envelope so it remains untouched. You have half an hour, gentlemen. Good luck.
Great, thanks.
Poor kid.
Let's go for it.
Get stuffed is a start.
Right. Animal Hospital, the ones who didn't make it. No, that's probably just stupid.
To do with wings.
All creatures great and small. Quality that says like nice, positive type dead animals. Animal heaven. Where animals go.
Animal heaven, that's good.
Graveyard.
Animal heaven's great.
Animal heaven.
Where the best animals go to.
Loads of clouds with animals on them.
Yeah,
Gates,
harps,
pearly gates, bear playing a harp.
Yeah. Only the best get in. Only the best get into our.
Yeah. Where dead animals go to live. Where the best.
It's the best place for dead animals. It's simple.
Time up, gentlemen.
Freddie.
Okay. I can't wait to see what you've done. Come and show me.
Okay.
And Tony, before we do this, can you take the envelope I gave you earlier?
Okay.
And can you please vouch for us here that no one's been anywhere near it? It's been under a dead cat. No one's touched it.
That's right.
That's the truth.
That's
the truth.
Keep hold of it. Come around here. Now, before we have a look at it, just tell me, what was it like?
We started off thinking about the name. We thought that was probably the best thing to do.
Starting point.
Sure.
And then take it from there. Really, we banged out a load of ones that were probably completely stupid, and then got down to the ones that were slightly stupid, and then we kind of that went back and forth for a bit, and then kind of got something we liked and developed it.
Can I have a look?
Sure.
Is this it?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. it's a bear with a lyre.
So it's Animal Heaven, the best place for dead animals.
And it's obviously, you'd see that it was stuffed.
How did you come up with the name Animal Heaven?
We had the idea of the pearly gates of heaven being the zoo gates.
Zoo gates as the gates of heaven. That's interesting.
i.e. sort of all the animals that are dead are in a dead zoo, if you like, in heaven. And then we just kind of thought, well, it's kind of nice, but it's a bit twee. We wanted to make it a bit funkier. And then we thought a harp-playing bear just answered the brief.
It's fantastic. I do want to show you my own ideas from beforehand.
Okay.
I don't want to touch. Would you open them for me?
Sure.
And the winner is...
I think you'll find this interesting.
Okay.
Get rid of the envelope.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right. Not a million miles away. Let me put this up there. Hang on to that. It's a harp-playing bear.
Yeah.
God.
You've gone for these angel wings here. Were you thinking of angel wings or bird wings?
Yeah, well, they were kind of a combination.
You do them a lot better than me. This was the same thing. I was thinking angel wings there. You've got animal heaven, I got creature heaven.
Yeah. So you're,
Where the
you're
best,
a bit off there then.
a bit off there.
Oh, that's okay.
Where the best dead animals go. Did you
God.
put blessed place for dead animals?
Wow.
Very similar. I had the idea of a zoo gate on there.
It was hard to
We
leave
didn't,
out.
we didn't want to overload it.
It was hard to leave out, but
Sure.
it just wasn't. It was just a bit too much.
Can I see your other, the other one you were talking
Yeah,
about?
put
Was
it,
it one
yeah.
down. Yeah, it's just before there.
Is
yeah.
it very different?
Well,
Well, it's just the gates.
yeah,
Oh, gentlemen, please.
they're drawn quite similar.
Look at that. This was the image I was thinking. I've done it there in the background because this to me was the more striking image. And interestingly, you abandoned this for this one. This was
Yeah.
obviously
But
clear in your mind.
the first bear I drew looks exactly like that one, actually.
It did, yeah.
The first bear you drew.
Yeah,
Let's do it on the
shall I
pad,
show
yeah.
you on the notes?
Show me.
like that,
Show
yeah.
me. What have you got?
Well, this is scary, really. But
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You've got the cloud. You got the blue. If you knew the amount of effort we've gone into making this work, you'd be absolutely flabbergasted. But for now, it's comforting to know that you're just as susceptible to subliminal persuasion as the rest of us. Thank you very much for helping us out. Tony,
Thank you.
Martin,
It's a pleasure.
take care. Thank you very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
To see how we did it, watch their taxi journey again.
Zoo. London Zoo. Pictures of zoo gates. Where the best dead animals go. Creature heaven with wings. Harp. Package with wings drawn on it. And of course, bear. I did want to do some commentary on what this means in psychological terms, but first I want to say that I don't really know much about Darren Brown, and I have heard people speculating that he's faking it and it was not real. Even if this was not real, what I can tell you from studying psychology, this is actually how people would call it subliminal messaging. Here on the video it says mind control. I think that's a little bit of a strong term just for drama. Obviously he's not controlling their minds, but he is influencing them. The psychological phenomena that is occurring here is called priming. Priming means that you use one stimulus, and that stimulus is going to impact how people respond to other stimuli. In this case, he had stimuli all around them in the forms of the catchphrase, creature heaven, the wings, the harp, the bear, the zoo gates, having them pass by the actual zoo, and this influenced them to think a certain way. Now, if you've ever wondered how come a whole bunch of advertisers will spend millions just having their logos and pictures of their products put everywhere, we know that this is effective. Priming is how this works. That is the psychological principle that business people and advertisers are pulling from. Now, I have been wanting to make this video for a while, and the reason is, even though we are powerless to stop the influences from our external environment, whether pre-planned and manipulated like this and like many advertisers will do, but also just the natural environment, everything influences up here. That is just how our minds work. The more that you know how the mind works, the less susceptible that you are to these influences. Another aspect of psychology that plays in heavily in the idea of priming and influence, the more that we are familiar with something, the more we like it. And this happens on a subconscious level. So it's not just a matter of advertisers putting up their logos and products to make us think about them more. We not only think about them, we tend to like them more because familiarity breeds liking. Now, the more we understand how priming works and how all sorts of other psychological influences play on us, the more likely it is that we are not going to be like,
oh yeah, I like this product, I'm going to go out and buy it today. I just like it more because I trust my intuition. I know what I'm doing.
you kind of want to analyze your intuition. I am very intuitive and I trust my gut a lot. However, it is also good to weigh big decisions, especially. Consciously think about it. Weigh it against logic. And the more you understand that priming is very real in our world and that businesses will use this type of influence on us, the more you realize the need to stand back and consider your decisions carefully. carefully instead of just making your decisions on autopilot, because it could well be that someone else programmed your autopilot for you. And yes, you do have ultimately control and free will, but there are many aspects of free will that are not as free as you might think, and it could be because of outside influences that other people have manipulated. I'm hoping nobody gets paranoid from this. This is a case where the more you know, then the more power that you have to make better decisions for yourself. And no, I'm not trying to get into conspiracy theory. This isn't conspiracy. This is actually common knowledge if you get into a lot of advertising and business fields. It's just an aspect of the human mind that people know how to use to their advantage, for better or worse. But now, knowing this and seeing this example, I hope that you learned nothing less than another way to analyze your life and your decisions more wisely.
Hugs!